So, first question that I'm going to ask you is what were your intentions going into your ketamine sessions?
My intentions were hoping to relieve the anxiety um, that I feel on a daily basis with helping with my PTSD and the sexual assaults that I dealt with as a child, as well as the physical and verbal abuse, and learning to let that go um, alongside with all that anxiety and the ultraviolet, the ultraviolent black and white dreams that I have. That has I've been struggling with sleep for 40 plus years. Um, the ultraviolet black and white dreams with red blood that was um, that was destroying my life.
Mhm.
Okay, so before going into your ketamine sessions, what would you say were some of um, the main issues that you were dealing with that you were hoping to get relief from?
I believe that was stated on the previous question. Relief from anxiety, sleep disorder, um, um, the constant thoughts of my childhood, which I stated in the previous question. Um, so I believe that maybe those questions are one and the same, maybe.
Yeah, sorry for redundancy. Some of them can
That's fine.
can answer
Yes.
multiple questions.
Or maybe I just got ahead of myself.
No, no, you're doing good.
All right.
So, um, how were you feeling before you started your treatment? So, how were you feeling before going into that? Were you anxious about it? Were you feeling hesitant? Did you
Uh,
know anything about ketamine beforehand?
no, no. Of course, I was a little anxious. Of course, I was a little hesitant. I mean, I think those are natural feelings that we all experience when going into a new type of therapy that helps you reflect within yourself and helps you acknowledge the fact that you know the majority of us are not okay, and it's okay to not be okay. You know, so yeah, of course I was hesitant, and of course I was nervous. Um, it's a new type of therapy. It's extremely effective and it's extremely positive, which it has been in my life. You know, I can only speak about myself. You know, I was talking to Dr. Goldman, and I've also I have a another therapist. I've been dealing a lot with cognitive behavioral therapy as well. I think that the ketamine with ketamine and cognitive behavioral therapy, they should go. They should go. I really feel that they should go hand in hand. You know, intensive therapy as well as ketamine therapy has greatly affected my life.
Can you, I'm just going to jump in. Can you talk a little bit about how the therapist and the ketamine kind of built on each other or worked together for you?
Yes, yes. The ketamine, it feels like it's putting together. I want to say the neurons in my brain. It's helping me be more open with myself and honest with myself. It's helping me with my anxiety, um, as well as weekly dealings with um, the cognitive behavioral therapy, um, because that also helps me understand, you know, how my mind is working and how the anxiety that I feel, the crunching of the solar plexus, and how the ketamine has helped me understand that it's okay to feel multiple feelings at the same time, and I still have enough space in my mind to handle these multiple feelings. and to be accepting of these multiple feelings. Um, it has greatly improved the clarity in my mind. That it has greatly improved my sleep. Um, so I think with the therapy with the psychiatry and the therapy and the ketamine and just overall helping me face who I am, what I've been through, and being accepting of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have, or I would be where I am today without it. I think where I'm at is good for me. I mean, I have had a couple spiritual experiences to where I'm not afraid of my own mortality now. Um, I'm understanding of my mortality, and I'm not afraid to 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 move on when that time arises.
So, how would you say that those feelings of being able to release uh, control of these things uh, came from? Would you say that there was a specific moment within your treatment where you felt like, okay, I can release this, or I can release this feeling of mortality, or was it more of a gradual process with the combination of CBT
Yes.
and ketamine?
For me, it's a gradual process, and it still is a gradual process. Um, like I said, I've had a couple of spiritual experiences, um, and a lot of it is just losing the ego within yourself and to really be accepting of the moment, because I am at a place in my life now where I live moment to moment. I don't live day to day. When my surroundings change, I am accepting of my surroundings. If I'm in a different room, I'm not thinking of anything else. I'm in that room. I'm in the here and now, as opposed to where I was, where my mind was constantly like a hamster in a wheel. And it was just constant. It was a constant battle of negative thoughts of my childhood and my past experiences. I couldn't get out of that. I was stuck. I was stuck with this PTSD. I was stuck with these thoughts. They never let me go. They never let me go to sleep. The nightmares were horrible. I can't even express to you the years and years and years of nightmares, of absolute ultra violent nightmares. And since treatment, I no longer have those ultraviolet nightmares. That's just one of the many things that this treatment is. I've benefited from this treatment. I don't punch my wife in the bed anymore. I don't kick her. I don't.
But we should clarify, you used to do those things in your sleep.
Oh, absolutely. I used to do all those things in my sleep. Yeah, and it was dangerous because I used to go. I would still have on my some of my jewelry and my cuffs and stuff like that. So when I did hit her, it really hurt. You know what I mean? It really hurt her. So I no longer have restless sleeps. I'm able to be comfortable. I'm not afraid to go to sleep anymore. I'm okay and accepting of the next day, that the next day is coming. You know what I mean? And then I used to be afraid of the following day. I mean, the day to come. You know,
I'm curious, I haven't asked you this, but are you able to conceptualize in your mind, like, what part of that was the ketamine? Like, in what way the ketamine shifted your brain or mind? I know it's hard to put your finger on, but um,
the ketamine shifted my mind. I don't know. I don't know how. Um, like I said, I've had a couple of enlightening experiences, being down in the Keys, and just looking at the stars, and I, for me, being in the Keys, I saw a bunch of hammerhead sharks, and they were a tribe, and they were going around the moon, and I realized that we're all part of a tribe, and we're all going to the same place with the same goals. It just doesn't matter what tribe you're in. We're all going to the same place at the same time. So I had an easement of my mortality. That's just, one of my experiences. I think the ketamine, clears up my mind, and I don't really know how to put my finger on it. You know what I mean? But it's because I'm microdosing, it's not like a hallucinogen. You know what I mean? I'm not constantly hallucinating, but I feel my mind is clearing up slowly, just clearing up, and I'm able to be more accepting of my thoughts and feelings, and to put my finger on it, because it's extremely difficult.
I'm sorry I'm talking so much, but I'm curious because some of your experiences are a little different from the interview template, but would you be willing to share the couple of more hallucinogenic experiences that you had?
Uh,
Or whatever maybe that's not the right word. Spiritual, you used the word spiritual, the words spiritual experiences.
yes. That was my main spiritual experience, the one I expressed. Um, the coming together of all our souls and how we are all one. Um, I think that truly was a pivotal point in my life, and my acceptance of just everything around me and my feelings. Um, I had never experienced anything like that, but it brought me comfort to know that we're all one, and that my experience may have come in the shape of a hammerhead shark. Tribes and tribes, and thousands and thousands of hammerhead sharks. Going up to the sky. I'm sitting on a houseboat in the Keys, and I'm just watching them, and they're just going around the moon into infinity. And the sense of comfort that I had, being able to let go of my ego, and being truly at one with my spirit. I mean, you said it, with my spirit,
Yeah.
and the absolute knowing that maybe my experience manifested in the hammerhead shark, which you can see behind me.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you can see behind me, that was, a reflection of what I saw, But I also came to the realization that just because I envision hammerhead sharks as my tribe, there's many, many, many different tribes. People see things in many different ways, but I had the true experience and the true understanding that whatever your tribe is, we're all together as one, and we all go to the same place. And that brought me such comfort. It brought me such knowing and understanding that, it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to learn every day how to be a better person, and how to show a more positive energy rather than a more negative energy, because that's how I was for 40 plus years. It's
Yeah.
it's truly an enlightening experience. And until you do it, you'll never know. You can sit back and guess what it would be like, but everyone is different, and everyone has different experiences, and that's okay. The main thing about ketamine is letting go, which I feel is letting go of your ego. Because once you let go of your ego, you let go of your selfishness. And once you let go of your selfishness, you're able to go to the next spiritual level that is manifesting in anything that's in your mind, your personal mind. So everybody's different, but yet everyone's the same. if that makes sense. We're all spiritually one, but we all experience spiritual things differently. And for me, that one moment was truly a game changer. Was truly helped me turn a corner. You know, microdosing it helps, like I said, me sleep. It helps clarity in my mind. It helps me be one with my flesh and my body, and it takes away the nightmares and the anxiety of what I went through as a child, which caused me great pain, great anxiety, and I don't experience those feelings not nearly like I used to.
Right.
Now, notice that if I skipped a dose, I do get right back to those ultraviolet dreams, which makes me not want to go to sleep. And I kind of lose myself, if that makes sense. I kind of lose myself. I don't feel spiritually one with myself and my body, my flesh and blood. I think that the clarity that I get, and I'm actually waiting patiently for another experience like that. I'm sure it will happen.
Is that that experience with that you just described? Is that the one that you referred to when you said you didn't fear your mortality?
Yes.
You weren't afraid of death after that?
It helped me accept my mortality.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, it helped me accept my mortality. So I'm no longer afraid to move to the other side of wherever we go.
Right.
After we pass on.
I remember you sharing an experience with me that you wrote up. Remember, you wrote up a description and sent it to me. Was that also that experience, or was that a different one?
It was a different experience.
Are you comfortable talking about that one?
God.
And if you can't remember it clearly, that's okay too.
Yeah, I can't remember it too clearly, but it was definitely another pivotal point. I think did I send it to you?
Yeah, you sent me you wrote up a kind of description of it and you sent it to me. This was a while ago. It was a very I think a mystical visionary experience.
Do you mind if I pop off real quick and see if I can find it?
Sure.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
I'll chat with Jacob.
Yeah, let me see 1 second, all right?
But you don't have to.
This is a very important thing for people to know as well.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
You're fine.
Here you go. It says...
You're organized. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. What I wrote was, "For I am a helper, not a healer, like a pinwheel that goes round and round in many different colors. Every motion we make moves the internal universe, the spirit we share, for we are all one being. Reach, stretch, right here and now. Feel the well, for it is full within yourself. All is good. All is calm. Glory is the night, the blanket of black. Breathe deep, for it takes us to the light of the stars. That glorious light that pokes through the blanket like pinholes from a bird's beak. We can see the light. No longer challenge nor fight your inner self. Help others as we do unto ourselves. We all rise higher to the light. When black may fall, it's just an illusion. Thrust through, for we all breathe the same precipitous air in our molecules. Everything is okay, for we are organizing the reflections or that which refracts, and with that, your inner battle is in vain. We must let go of the ego, for that is not the one we call all being. Let go of self, because with that, we all gravitate into selfishness, into selfish. and selfish we are not. So let all things go, and then and only then will you find your true self.
That is really cool to hear, and that's actually different from the one you sent me.
That was really beautiful.
I really liked hearing that. I think that you have more of these that you're remembering.
I'd have another one in there. Hold on, hold
No,
on.
I
Oh,
actually found one. I found one from you while you were.
um,
Do you want me to read you one that you sent me? It's short.
oh wait, I got this one here too. We are all together in the corner of the universe, i.e., infinity. I have. Is this it?
Yep.
Okay. We are all together in the corner of the universe, i.e., infinity. I have chosen to stay for a very long time, to reach as many brothers and sisters, to help them climb and cross over the wall. We all need help. We may call it a wall, yet it is not. It's hands crossed to foot. Each and every one, each and every one of us helping constantly to climb, like the tide of the ocean to the sky. The motion is constant and never stops. It flows between your fingers to your toes. It's the molecules that will one day separate into atoms and then yet even into finer pixels that the wind blows like the lightest feather to the sky. Smaller than a grain of dust, that is life. This train is going to Zion.
That's really beautiful.
Give me
That
a,
is. Can I read you?
give me a
Can I
second.
read? I'm gonna. So the one
Give
you
me a
sent
second.
me.
Hold on, I got to finish it.
Uh,
Let's
Right.
go, everyone.
You're right.
Do good. Help. Reach down and grab your brother and sister. Help them climb the ladder, foot to hand, hand to foot. Carry our souls with the tribe into infinite souls to the light of the city. There is no city, although it's bright. This is the life at this time. It is the place for which we have chosen. Again, I will live long and watch my wife and my son grow, for I have chosen to stay right here. And once my temple has moved on, let my son drop the hand and carry as many people as he can up the ladder of life. For with life comes spirituality. Be that person, a person of resilience, perseverance, and strength. Never shy from struggle. Meet in Meet it head on and lift it for all. You won't feel weakness. This is called this is so called weakness is a non-understanding. All of our strength is all of our strength is uncompromising. It is what our souls naturally do. It's ingrained in every being. We are all equal, for all our souls are one. Reach to the moons with your strength. Throw souls over your shoulder. Carry the weight of others. Drag them. Pick them up. Do whatever you can do. Oh, yes, we all sweat. It is hard work to help a soul. Yet one at a time, it begins to feel lighter. We are not the chosen. We are all of one. The souls that you help may help you. We are all one to the sky and stars. The spiritual flow never stops. For in this lifetime, I have chosen to watch you grow rather than move on to the wave of unknowing. Let's choose life. For I have chosen my family, my son, and my wife. Let's all lift the ladder and help as many souls as we can, for they will help us as we drift towards the direction of love and truth. This is the lesson. This has come to me. For today is a good day. Breathe deep and smile. Play like a kid. Grow like a man. Never let the kid take over the man. The balance is not a battle, it is a passage that lifts the ladder. For time is an illusion in this life and the next. We begin here. We begin today.
Wow.
That was really beautiful.
I love getting those from you because that's just not the way you talk in your everyday life, you know? It
No,
wasn't like you and I sit around talking about spiritual things. We
right.
never do, right?
It made me a little emotional in the middle because I haven't read it for a moment,
Hmm.
and it reminds me of the moment when even more spirituality and a voice came to me, and that voice was like water when I wrote it. It was the one of the easiest things I've ever wrote. Those two things, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because it, I don't know where it came from, but it spoke to me, and I put it to. I tried. I think I put it to words as as best I could,
Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful
and
to get it.
that would have never happened without the ketamine. That would have never come to me. That would have never helped me understand who I am as a person and who I am mentally, and how good I can be in the future. I was a very negative person. I was not spiritual whatsoever. And, today is a new day. It's a good day. It really is. It's a much better day. I went through hell
You did. Yeah.
just to get here. And with the help of Dr. Goldman, and with the help of ketamine, and with the help of intensive therapy, I think they all should work hand in hand together. I don't think you can do, my personal experience is like I told Dr. Goldman, I I don't think that I would be where I am today without the balance of ketamine and intensive therapy.
Right.
I think they go hand in hand. I think they shake hands in order to truly understand who you really are. The amount of anxiety that I felt before ketamine, I can't explain to you. My chest would cramp down, and it goes through my neck, and then my mind was like a bear trap. It would crunch down, and it was paralyzing, and all I thought about was my childhood and things like that, until I realized that my mind is infinite. It's so wide open. There's there's way more to me than I thought in the past. My mind can hold all these mixed feelings where it wasn't able to before.
Yeah.
My mind is infinite to be able to grasp all these feelings. I don't think of, like I said, I don't think about my past anymore. Um, but occasionally I do have panic, and I just have to remind myself that it just sit with it, and it will go up to my mind, and then my mind is open, and then it dissipates. And that dissipation um, it manifested itself through ketamine and through therapy. I don't think that I would have ever have come as far as I have.
Hmm.
Everybody sees it in me. I was a raging terror. I was constantly yelling, stomping, looking for a fight. I was a wreck. And now all my friends are like, wow, have you changed? Everyone sees it. My wife, my staff, my friends, everyone sees it, and they're like, wow, you're just so much more pleasant to be around, because I was a maniac. I was an absolute maniac.
So you have already anticipated and answered some of the questions on here, and I got Jacob a bit off his script, but Jacob, I think he sort of answered number nine there.
Yeah.
And combining seven and eight, I'll just so that you'll have that. Um, and then I'll stop and let you take it from there. Did either of your therapists help you process some of those experiences you had on ketamine? Like, did you bring some of that into your sessions with your therapist?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've read her, those two, experiences, or three experiences. I can't remember. I think that was two. Um, I've read those to her, and she was, kind of taken aback,
Hmm.
because it doesn't sound like me, but it is me. It's all me in
The
those
new
situations.
you.
But it's also everyone else too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's everyone else, and it goes with the fact of, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So you have to look out for yourself first. And that is not being selfish. That's actually the opposite. It's being selfless. And I've learned that through ketamine as well.
Well,
Something that I was curious about was your writing, actually, um, because it seems very symbolic. The idea of the ladder and the black blanket, were these were these things that came to you, these symbols that came to you, um, during a moment before or after your treatment had begun? And because you said that your writing was came to you naturally, that it just flowed out.
I wrote it. I wrote it while I was experiencing it. Actually, right after I think it was right after I experienced it, to where I was still, um, on ketamine, but I was able to focus enough on what I experienced to write that.
mhm.
So I was still, of course, on the ketamine, but on the ketamine, that sounds kind of weird. On ketamine, but it was, I had enough clarity while on it to write that, because it flowed like water. It just came out of me, and it was a moment that I'll never forget. Another moment that I'll never forget, that has truly changed my outlook on life, and really helped my PTSD.
Did
Really.
you did you always write, or is that something that has been new for you since your treatment began?
Um, that type of writing, is new to me since treatment began. Yes. Yes.
I
And I
think,
think, oh, go ahead.
no, you go.
I think that, um, I'd like to get those things out there to help more people, because I think that if they read those, um, epiphanies, per se, that, came to me, um, at the moments, I think that people might have a different outlook on life,
Hmm.
um, because I don't know why. To be quite honest with you, I don't know why, but I think people should read that.
Well, it was changing for you because it taps you into like a level of understanding that you didn't have before.
Right? I
So
always wrote. I always wrote angry, hostile rock and roll. I mean, that's what I did my whole life. You know what I mean? Really heavy rock and roll to get the anxiety out of my body. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's how I vented my anxiety. I haven't played in a rock band in 3 years now. I haven't needed to vent my anxiety and vent like that. I'm more into like modular synthesizers now, and really melt stuff.
Post
I feel
ketamine.
more relaxed. you know.
Well,
So
That's awesome.
yeah, I
yeah.
think it would be great to share those. So if you ever want to share them with me, I can maybe we can find a way to do that that you're interested in, or that would depending on what your preferences are. But I remember you describing it to me a bit like some people use the word channeling. Like it just came to you from out of you, and you were almost like taking down the dictation of
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
message. Yeah.
Something was channeling through me. I don't know what it was. Like I said, I don't write like that, but that's okay because it makes all the sense in the world to me. The ladder represents the climbing over of the wall that has been holding me back in life. And I think that holds everybody back. It's the ladder leaning against the wall and climbing over the wall to the other side, um, of a better existence, um, and helping push your neighbor, and helping your neighbor. You know, when I say hand to foot, it's like your hand on someone else's foot, pushing them over the ladder so that they too can get to the next level, and
Mhm.
they too can have an understanding of what it truly feels like to start becoming a better person and not being afraid to cross that wall. I was very afraid to cross that wall before I started treatment.
And I remember you saying something to me like, our soul's work in this life is to like help each other over this wall,
Yeah,
symbolically speaking. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I wouldn't have helped you over the wall before. I probably would have just punched you in the face. Just kidding. Just kidding. But
So, do you feel this sense of community? And you talked about it a little bit with feeling as being part of a tribe with the Hammerhead Sharks. Do you feel that? Um, do you feel that that came to you as a result of the mixture of ketamine and uh, working with your therapists? Like, I guess what I'm asking is, where do you see that transition happening of going from being, really held in to being someone who really thinks about their community and thinks about their greater tribe?
yeah, I mean, I would have, like I said, I would have never gotten there without these spiritual experiences, and that ketamine has afforded me, you know, the what I feel is the true understanding of who we all are and how important we all are. You know, I never heard or anybody ever say, it takes a village. You know what I mean? And it truly does. You know what I mean? But it's a bigger village. You know, it's all the spirits in the world. You know, it's all of us. You know, because at the end of the day, we are truly all one, and we are truly all one being. You know,
Mhm.
like I said, smaller than an atom. You know what I mean? Smaller than any of the smallest molecules. You know, it. That's how big we are in the infinite. You know, you could call it as small as a universe, but that's even smaller than infinite, space. You know what I mean? That's almost claustrophobic to what I'm truly talking about.
Well, before we go any further, I wanted to get to my last question. Unless there was anything you, Dr. Goldman, wanted to ask
No, no, I want to
further.
get back on your script. Plus, I
Okay.
think it's a lot of that is relevant for what he's saying too.
Yeah, yeah. So we're definitely on the topic of my last question. So a lot of this might be redundant,
It's
but I'm going to be talking about a questionnaire called the Mystical Experience Questionnaire.
okay.
And there's certain items that talk about specific mystical experiences. So I'm just going to go through a list of these items, and I just want you to talk about how you feel your experiences connect to those items, or how you feel you've experienced these items. And you can talk about the experiences that you've already talked about before.
Okay.
Um, so some of this might be a little bit redundant. But the first item is sacredness, and the description is a sense that what is encountered is holy or sacred.
Um, holy is such a church word.
Yeah, not your style.
You know what I mean? It's a church word. You know, we're not talking about different sext of secular churches. Does that
But, yeah.
yeah, of churches here. We're that is shallow in my eyes, with everything that I experience. Um, that is, you know, you can call people that go to different churches different tribes, but that I think I want to say is almost like a farce because you're holding yourself back from true spirituality, and um, you're being extorted. You're being extorted from your money through tithings and making other people rich. Um, I don't. If people could take ketamine, they would truly understand a true sense of spirituality, a true sense of all being one. I think that churches are just shallow now.
So if the word holy wasn't in there, because you associate that with religion, if it
Absolutely.
was like, if you substituted the word sacred or spiritual, maybe
Mm-hmm.
spiritual, then that would resonate with
That
you more. Okay.
that would, I think, is a much broader term. I mean, I can't really put a word to it, but that in itself is a much broader term, and I would be more accepting of a term like that than I would holy.
Okay. Noted.
Fair enough.
You know, I think, you know, that's just my opinion after my experiences.
No, it's good.
I
Okay,
wish
so
the
oh,
church, but I'm just saying, I wish that churches were a lot more broad, and I think that they stick too much to a script when true spirituality goes by no script. It goes by no script. I do not believe in hell. I only believe in some kind of higher power that we all go to, you know. And I also believe, after ketamine, that, you know, maybe, I feel stronger about this is only one lifetime. You know, sometimes it'll take multiple lifetimes to truly have multiple experiences to learn and to get to the next level of wherever it is that we go. You know, you want to call it towards the light? Sure. You know, everyone goes there, but hell doesn't exist. It doesn't. You know, I think that that's another farce that churches use to scare you and scare you into tithing, and you know, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, you can call me sacrilegious or whatever, but I truly believe that, you know, Jesus was a man and he was just abused. He really was. He was taken advantage of and he was abused. And I think a lot of people use that experience for their own benefit. They scare you. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's I'm hearing you reflecting on your experiences on ketamine, your more mystical or visionary experiences, and you're trusting that what you saw there more than what you hear in the human world. And
Absolutely.
that's sort of what the next prompt is that Jacob has. So is interestingly. So do you want to give him that one, Jacob?
yeah, so I can go on to the next item. So the next item is noetic quality. And the description is the experience is imbued with an aspect of meaning and a sense of encountering ultimate reality that is more real than usual everyday reality.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next. You already
Yes.
talked about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I kind of explained that on the last question. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyday reality. I think maybe I expressed it through church. You know, that's just it was just one example of many.
Right. Yeah.
You know, how people step on each other for the greater good of this lifetime, and they ignore the fact that, you know, that we're all going to go to the same place. I think that in their passing, they'll probably reflect. And I think that they'll think that, I don't know what they'll think, but I think that they'll have a different outlook on how they stepped on people and how they hurt people in this lifetime. And you know what? Maybe they'll have to come back again and learn that lesson of what it's like to be on the other, to have the shoe on the other foot. You know what
Yeah,
I
it's
mean?
interesting that one of the things that you took from your experiences in my memory of working with you was compassion. You just came out with so much compassion for others.
I have a lot more. I do. I have a lot more respect for people. I listen more. Before I used to talk over people because I used to think that I would lose my train of thought. There is no train of thought. Listen to what people have to say. And then if you feel the need to speak, speak. If you need to give someone a hug, I don't care about COVID-19. They'll get a hug. You
So
know,
be in the moment.
I'll be in that moment. Exactly.
Okay. You want to do the next one?
Well, yeah. Okay, so the next one is deeply felt positive mood. The description is joy, ecstasy, blessedness, peace, tenderness, gentleness, tranquility, awe. And it seems like you already talked about this with your other ketamine experiences, but I would love to hear your take on it.
Could you repeat the question because that was really broad?
Yeah, sorry. Just in relationship to your psychedelic experiences, um, the the item is deeply felt positive mood.
Yeah, man. I mean, through ketamine and through my experiences, the negativity has flowed out of my body. You know, it is it has helped me. I want to say en- encapsulate what I've been through, accepting it, and throwing it away, throwing it in the garbage. Um, I almost want to say encapsulating it is kind of a stifling word. You know what I mean? But I was stifled. You know what I mean? I was trapped. I was um, I was torturing myself. I wasn't taking care of myself, and because I wasn't taking care of myself, I couldn't help anybody else. And that was so selfish of me for so many years, and um, I feel kind of ashamed, but I don't. I've lost that feeling of shame, but sometimes it comes back to me, and I realize that that was just a long lesson, and through ketamine, I've been able to touch more spiritually, and I've been able to reach more people, and I've been able to like I said, be more accepting of people and where they are in life, and not coming down on them, and listening way more than trying to be controlling. I felt like I was very controlling of people, or trying to be controlling of people. People are just going to do what people are going to do. You know what I mean? Trying to control people is like trying to catch a UFO. You know what I mean? It's freaking impossible. People are going to do what people are going to do, and trying to change them will do nothing but frustrate you, give you anxiety, and trap you in a place where you don't need to be. You know, nobody wants to try to catch a UFO. You know, people are in different places spiritually, and people are in different places emotionally. You know, not a lot of people say that, oh, that person's miserable. Since they're miserable, they're gonna make you miserable. Well, that's not necessarily true. You can be accepting of where they are, and you can be accepting that they're not happy at this moment in their life, or maybe they're not happy all the time. But that doesn't mean that you have to be in that headspace. You know, that doesn't mean that you have to follow in their path. You have your own path. You have your own lessons that you have to learn in life. You have your own being. You are your own being, but spiritually, metaphysically, and how can I say, our souls all come together at the end of the day. And we're just one big, united powerhouse.
Yeah.
That's what I call heaven.
I like that.
A united powerhouse.
I love hearing you say this just because I do have like you, I have the perspective on what it was like talking with you and working with you in the beginning before you had a lot of these insights. And in some ways it is like talking to a different person.
I am a completely different person. I can
Yeah.
tell that. I am a constant work per se. I'm a constant how can I say, progress, you know, but it's a good progress. And I feel that I'm so much more liberated. The progress that ketamine and therapy and uh, psychiatry has literally made me a stronger, spiritually better person for myself, which has helped me be a better person for my wife and my son.
Yeah.
And they come first. Well, I come first, but they come second. If I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of them. So, which has helps with the selfishness, like I talked about earlier, because it actually makes you a lot more selfless when you take care of yourself first.
Noted.
You know?
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
We have a couple more.
Good.
So I got 3 more. The next one is ineffability, and the description for that is the experience is difficult to put into words.
Is that what ineffability means?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
love something every day. I got to at least learn one thing every day, or I'm just like, what the heck happened to the day? Ineffability?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
ineffability.
can't, like, the experience is hard to put into words when you're trying to describe it to someone.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, you just can't put it to words until you experience it yourself, until you have that 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 letting go of ego, that true letting go of ego, which is of yourself, and looking at things as one, but a much bigger picture, you'll never understand. You'll never understand the positivity of that ketamine can bring, the positivity of changing your life, completely changing your life through these experiences. You won't be as shallow anymore. You won't be as self-centered anymore. You won't be the person that you used to be. You will be a a I'll say it again, a powerhouse within yourself. You will be way more forward thinking. You will be much more giving. The list goes on. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. I mean, there's only so many words until you run out of words, because at the end of the day, there's no words for it. You know what I mean? I tried in my writing to put words to it. Um, I think I did pretty good. You know what I mean? I think that I touched on it as clearly as I could touch on it, but still, there's just so much more. You know, it's just more, and the knowing that there's more, you would people just don't know. You know, until you truly experience it yourself, and your experience will be your own experience. Your experience will be to you and for you. It will be a personal experience. It will be enlightenment. It will change your life for the better. Truly. Change the shit out of my life.
All right, next.
All right, so the next one is paradoxicality, and
There's another one.
the description for this one, it's a good one. To explain the experience, one seems to have to describe the coexistence of mutually exclusive states or concepts.
Can you explain that to me a little bit deeper?
It's like saying that the thing that you experienced seems like something can be true and the opposite of that thing can also be true. Like reality is this and this. Like you seem to have to say things that often sound like they're contradicting, yet when you experienced it, it didn't feel like a contradiction.
That's letting go of the ego.
Okay.
That's what I call the ego. That's where people get stuck and they can't let go of the ego because they're afraid if they let go of the ego that it's a negative thing. They can't let go of their physical body, their physical being. They can't let go of the rat trap per se. They can't let go of what the same things they've been thinking year after year after year that they think that makes them them. And to let go of your true ego and to take that ladder and go to the other side can be extremely scary, which can bring on negative thoughts. You know what I mean? And if you don't let go of the years of the same thought patterns that you have that you think makes you, then it, I would say that you'll never experience true joy and true happiness. You'll never have the understanding that until you do that and let ego go, ego, the thing that we deal with on a daily basis. If you don't let that go, I'm telling you now, you will be the most miserable person to the day you go to the next level. You have to have that moment, and ketamine gives you that moment. It gives you that true moment of reflection. It gives you that true moment of being and not afraid of being a better person. For me, that's how I don't know. I would imagine other people. I don't really know anybody else doing the therapy, so I don't really know. I can't compare it to anybody else. All I can do is compare it to my experiences and my personal experiences. But if you don't let go of that ego, you're probably not going to have too good of a time. And I'm not saying that it was a good time because it's some kind of drug that how can I say, it's not like some kind of addicting drug that you're gonna have to take again and again and again and again. To me, it's not like that. You know what I mean? I don't feel a sense of addiction towards it or anything like that. Through microdosing, I have realized that I do have the ability to become a better person, and I'm just not angry and hostile anymore, man. I'm just a completely changed person. And it's only through time that it's worked for me.
Yeah,
Like I
I would
said,
agree with that.
I can only give you my experiences, you know. Um,
So
it's
we have a one more reflection on this idea of mystical experience that Jacob has, and then a couple things I wanted to circle back to.
Yeah. Okay, so the last one is transcendence of time and space. And the description for that is introvertive mystical experiences may have a non spatial and non temporal aspect such that traditional notions of time and space have no meaning.
That's right. They don't. They have
That resonates with you? Okay.
absolutely. Time and space has no meaning. Time has no meaning. Time is a clock. Time is a calendar. What does that even mean? I'm 52. I feel like I'm 22. So time is relative. You know what I mean? It doesn't exist. Yeah, we're all going to grow old. Yeah, we're all going to move on, and yeah, we're all going to have our own experiences in this lifetime. You know, but time is a clock. Time is a calendar. That doesn't mean anything. That's a piece of paper. What does a piece of paper mean? You know, you can put a piece of paper over your hand, but it's still going to be your hand. You can put a clock in front of your face, but it's just two arms and a second hand. What does that mean? Nothing. At the end of the day, you talk about metaphysically, at the end of the day, time is a number. It's just a silly number. I mean, it doesn't. It's non-existent, man. It's overrated.
And the idea of space being different, I think you referenced that when you described the experience of like, the smallest atom or molecule and versus is actually the universe. Like you talked a lot about the scale of space earlier, so I won't have you repeat that, but
Atoms dropping into micropixels per se.
possibly what you said.
Like that. But I think it was pixels. But micropixels I think are even smaller.
Yeah, there was a lot of sense of scale being um, relative that I heard you reference earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple last questions and then we'll let you go. One is, do you have any advice for other people who might be considering doing this treatment?
Oh yeah. Number one, do it. Come into it with a clear head and a clear conscience. Um, come into it with no fear. Come into it with the knowledge that you will be letting go of who you are the day you do it, and be open and be easy with yourself before you come in. Be nice and easy with yourself, because being easy with yourself is going to help you drop the ego and climb the ladder to the other side. Because if you come in anxious and you come in scared, and I did, but I also was not afraid. You know what I mean? If you come in like super, super scared and super, super afraid, your first treatment, I don't know. I don't know anybody else. So, I mean, I would imagine your first treatment would be maybe difficult. You know what I mean? If you don't come into it with with more ease in your day than you would normally have.
Yeah.
Because if you come in angry and tense and all that stuff, you're not going to be able or you might, I don't know you, I mean, but you might be able to just come in easy, man. Come in easy. Don't come in angry, man, and don't come in to it with negative feelings.
Right. That makes sense. Um, so we're going to close, but anything that you want to take the opportunity to say that you didn't have a chance to say, or anything you want to add before we let you get on with your day? And in case we don't get a chance to say it, we are very grateful for you taking this time out. We realize it's a favor you're doing to take the time and your energy to do this with us. So we appreciate it. So anything you want to add that we didn't get to touch on before we close?
I just want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to possibly help other people, and to help people understand that this therapy is extremely important. This therapy is is a life changer. It's a game changer. It has helped me personally in so many different levels, and it continues to this day. It continues to. This is a viable, an extremely viable form of therapy. And I personally truly believe that I would not be the person I am today without this therapy. And everybody should have the opportunity to have this therapy freely, openly, and acceptingly. There's no reason for this stigma to be going around, and negativity, if anybody is even thinking negatively about it, nobody should be on that path. Nobody should be in that frame of mind, because if you do, you're absolutely wrong, and you're hurting people, and you're not helping people discover themselves, and discover their true being, and discover how much better and how much more wonderful and how much more spiritual we can all be, and we can all do it together.
Thank you. You're very well spoken on this subject by now. I almost feel like you should write up an essay. Really? Okay. Well, I thank
If
you
you
so
give me a
much.
punch list, I will.
What's that?
I said, if you give me a punch list, I will. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, the punch list. Okay.
yes, truly love if you could, I don't know if this is selfish or whatever, but I would truly love if you guys could type out or print out those two letters that I wrote, and maybe hand them out to people, because I maybe that might help with their understanding a little bit more. You know what I mean? To actual
Well,
patients, to actual.
I thought of that when you were reading them. If you would resend them or email them to me, because I have one. You sent me one, but I didn't have the other.
Okay.
And then yeah, since we have your permission and we won't identify you regardless, but I could definitely use those for people who are thinking about it.
That would be great, because you
Okay.
know what? It might give them a sense of ease. You know what I mean? I would love for other patients to read it, maybe before therapy, or even
Mhm.
during therapy. Maybe it will help them to let go. Um, and I don't know. You know what I mean? Be less
Yeah.
scared, be more understanding of what they're going to experience. You know, I mean, it's not like we're freaking going to friggin' trip out for peyote, which, you know,
It's not that different though.
a different thing, you know what I mean? Or, different things are going to give you different experiences, but I think ketamine is a completely viable and it should be accepted. I mean, it should be accepted as a form of therapy, and not ignored, and not spoken badly about. I don't believe that. It's wrong.
Well, thank you. We'll use your words in this interview, and also anything you send me would be great too. And on that note, we'll let you go today. And many thanks. I'm doing my thank you motion.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm gonna
Please.
just end the recording. Stop the recording right now.